You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Are you wondering why it's dark?
Mm-hmm.
You scared?
Yeah.
Jody Sue shoots her videos in the dark. We'll shoot our response to him in the dark. Copy?
Yeah.
Apparently, well, this is how I've got it figured out. If this is wrong, then my bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Candace told certain people last night she's out of here, done with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Checking out. And this is Jody Sue when she found out.
She's checking out like, I guess I know what you mean. Okay.
Thought that was pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Just pay attention, keep up.
Alright guys, I'm here and I know the word is in the streets right now.
That word is,
What?
I mean, it's not funny.
No.
It really ain't.
I think she really believes this crap in her head, maybe.
See, that's what I can't decide. Does she? Because I know we've only watched a little bit, me and you, but what we've seen, that shit looks B-movie at best to me.
Yeah.
The acting, I mean.
Yeah.
So we'll wait and see the streets right now.
The streets right now? Is that what she said?
Yeah, and then she paused it. Or she didn't pause it, she muted it. She's probably like, bring me the second page to the script in here. That's my dog. Just kind of look over Harley. She won't cooperate, but we're on a roll.
I apologize, it took fucking forever.
I got an F-bomb in there.
Right off the rip. Hello, F.
But there is some word here in the street. But you never know if it's fucking fake or not around here.
The word hitting the streets come from somebody that lived in the holler. Don't act like you two made this shit up.
Yeah.
The way I've heard it, the way, I don't even know if I told Brandy, but somebody said, this has been out that Candace sent out messages to certain people saying she was going to offer herself as a joke, right? Don't act like that. YouTube started it.
Yeah.
Somebody from the holler started it. Somebody from your neck of the woods.
She calls it streets. It should be from the holler.
The streets. From the back roads.
That would be better than the street.
Right?
Yeah. The holler. Yeah.
Word on the back roads is.
The road on Ben Hill.
Crazy.
In the spring.
I hope it is. Some made up bullshit.
It is. It's made up bullshit, and here you go. Vying for that Oscar.
Let's hear it. Come on.
See, you can talk a lot because she goes minutes between words.
Yeah, you know what? And I don't know what to say. Like I said, they're just trying for toe tags around here.
What?
Toe tags.
Really?
How frickin' dramatic.
That's what I want to say. So dramatic.
Toe tags? What has she been watching, Scarface or something?
I guess.
Can't imagine why.
I can't either.
Jose's.
Ozark, what?
Honestly, I looked at push C and D to the brink already.
Who did?
See, now she's talking about Jose. You need to leave Jose's name out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Respect him before you go talking about how other people are disrespecting everybody.
When you don't know what happened to Jose.
Exactly.
All this time. Jose's. Mine. My children. Anybody else around.
You and your children. People that have appeared on the news. People that stream for 12 hours a day. Right?
Right.
Other neighbors and their children.
Who else?
They are fucking out for toe tags, y'all.
What other neighbors are they trying to
I don't
toe
know,
tag?
but she's trying to scare people for no reason. You don't do that.
That's being so dramatic.
She might get somebody scared, really believes that crap in her neighborhood.
Jody Sue, if YouTube's that dangerous, I'd quit streaming on it for 12 hours a day.
Yeah. Wouldn't you, if you're that scared?
We are being hunted like fucking animals. So,
Oh my god.
Hunted.
word tonight's true, and it's a big fucking if.
Yeah, it is a big if.
So she's saying this crap and don't even know what she's talking about is true or
Reviews
not.
I've been following, and it is leading up to.
Come on, Jody.
Anyway.
So she talking about Tiffany Marie too, you reckon?
I don't know, maybe.
She out for toe tags, or is it just the ones that don't buy her shit?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
If they're listening, and it's true, I just want to say that, don't. She's gonna be found. Fuck all these people.
What's that about?
She's talking about Summer,
Gonna be
saying
found.
she's going to be found, Candace. Don't do it. You know? Jody C., you've put a ton of doubt out there about her ever being found with your animalistic scream nonsense and all that. So why now you trying to cheer her up? You ain't painted no rosy picture of what you thought happened.
And she's saying she don't know if this is true, but people are in trouble. I don't think
She knows it's not true, I think. You know?
Yeah. She's making this dramatic video.
After the prank phone call, I can't believe somebody fell for the prank text message.
That's crazy. That's what they find funny. That's what Candace finds funny.
You know what that goes back to?
Sick.
That old adage. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And she done fooled you twice, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you'd have fell for that phone call, JSB. Would you have give this Emmy winning performance? I don't know. Let's listen.
Fuck all these people. Fuck YouTube. She's gonna be found.
Jody C., you gotta watch that damn language. I'm gonna have to edit this thing for 3 hours just to get through 2 minutes of conversation where you wait, what, 2-3 minutes between sentences?
Yeah, she's on YouTube awful lot to say F you.
I guess I could stream for 12 hours too when I only talk once every 6 minutes for 5 seconds.
Don't.
No.
Don't let them tag me back YouTube.
Alright, that's all I'm doing to that. Brandy.
That's almost like a threat.
Ugh.
What is she doing? What is she doing?
And you know what she's doing, you would have to think is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Insinuating that people are actually out for toe tags, you know.
And she's putting herself out there every day.
Every day. She streams 10 times more than me, and I do too much.
How does that make sense?
It doesn't.
If you think she'd care for her safety, she wouldn't be doing that. Right?
Yeah. And I watched like 3 hours of a live the other night that was about Baltimore and stuff that had happened. How anybody can buy her BS is beyond me, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say. The people that watch me, they'll be like, yeah, we knew John. But for those of you that's just tuning in for the first time, you better start watching me. You buying half of this bullshit because they are pulling the wool over your eyes.
There's a problem.
Yeah. Brandy, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
We're out.
Bye. Yeah.
Some dude jumped in the Bumblebee with Taylor. I don't trust his motives. Why are the rest of them high? Poor little Taylor's never even went up yet. What a ripoff.
How long though? Zoe does not work for free. Are you
Taylor,
guys ready?
say hi to the camera.
All right, here we go. 1, 2. Come on, guys. Thank you, the 2 kids up here that helped me. I said I need everybody's help. One more time. Everybody this time. 1, 2, 3. Go. All you guys over here, pretend you're sitting up front. All right, bring it back, Zoe. And not to be outdone, Lily also has a magic trick of her very own. She can make this entire fish disappear. I know it sounds impossible. She's been working on it pretty much her entire life. Are you ready, Lily? Abracadabra, gone. Great job, Lily. Oh my gosh. Terrible manners, young lady. We're gonna have to work on your manners. Come on down here and show everybody what happens to sea lions with bad manners. Lily, come show them.
Don't climb up any further. You're kind of...
Get a little spanking, that's right. Well, when you guys came to see a sea lion show, you expect to see them balance a ball on their nose, right? I guess not. Come on, guys, right?
Yeah!
All right, well, Zoe here is our ball balancing pro. Come on, Zoe, show them how it's done. Come on, Zoe. Show them what else you can do. All the way back on your seat. Come on, you guys, make some noise for her. Come on, Zoe. All right, great job, Zoe. That was absolutely awesome.
No.
Okay, put your feet in the thing so we can. Huh? Wow.
The hell? Holy shit. Y'all bear with me for a second. There we go. Well, that's better anyway. Good morning, y'all. I can tell shit ain't working right because it's awful slow. Let me guess, I'm breaking up. I reset I cleared my computer really good. I'm going to be mad if we're still having issues this morning because it's been acting fine. Everything else I've been doing. Let me know. How bad is it? See, the chat don't seem to be moving. Hi, Danica. Good morning. Jennifer, good morning. Am I lagging? Breaking up? All the above? Everything seems good on my end. Good. It's a mutiny. You aren't breaking up. Interesting. Well, I'm going to tell y'all why Brandy ain't with us yet. She's on her way. She was on her way to the potion store to get some Ive Newt, and her broom broke down on her. So she's running a little behind. And she also forgot her hat this morning. So she should be here shortly. Just thought maybe I was wondering what the situation was. That's where we're at this morning. I don't know. I think her broom threw some bristles or something. I don't know. How are y'all this morning? Deborah Mitchell, Debbie Z, Pamela Neal, Dana K, Messy Jessie. I seen, I think it was Nana in the house and Nana's buddy. God, I can't remember her name to save my life. What's mean? No idea what you're speaking about. Recounting the events of my morning? How's that mean? Just telling you where we're at. Explaining. You know? No filter. There she is. I thought I seen her earlier. I'll tell you what. This weekend, I took Taylor to the carnival one day. Then the next day, we had my brother's graduation party. He's now a certified doctor, and he likes reminding me. Got to call him Dr. Brother now. But we're all super proud of him. We're going to have him on, too, because his degree happens to be psychology. Brandy's an angel, not a spellcaster. You ain't been with us too long, have you? You better be careful, John. Brandy will put you in the doghouse. Living there now. Had to time out her the other day on a live. I think many of y'all noticed that. Well, nice congrats to Brother Davis. I know, right? My brother's funny though, man. He's a year older than I am. And he's into bodybuilding and rock music and stuff. I think he's having a midlife crisis. Changed his look. He don't ever watch my show, so I can talk smack about him if I want. Nobody in my family seems to find me amusing. I don't know what it is. You think I'd be a big part of your support? Not so. Not true. We had a good time though, man. Taylor had a ball. All our cousins and stuff was there. And we were sitting there, right? And we're sitting there having our picnic. And all of a sudden, two dudes walk up right beside the picnic shelter, and they got on backpacks. And you know, with all the shootings and shit going on lately, I'm skeptical of everybody I'm around. They take their backpacks off, they sit them down, each of them reach into their backpacks and pull out a frisbee. I'm like, what's going on here? Dude stands there and all of a sudden, boom, throws his frisbee. And me and my cousin, he's a funny dude, we're sitting there beside each other and we just look at each other. And then we both look to see who he was throwing it to, right? Nobody there. And I'm like, well, there's two of them. Why ain't one of them on that end so he can throw it back? Then the next thing I know, the other dude throws his frisbee. That's when it struck me. This shelter is located in the smack dab middle of a frisbee golf course. We had no idea. It was so peculiar, though, when it happened until I realized what was going on. I was like, what is this madness? You know? I'm just trying to share, man. Nobody seems interested. Maybe Brandon gets here, things will pick up. We miss anything this weekend? Miss anything at all? I'm gonna throw a link out if anybody wants to bullshit. Grab it. Frisbee golf is big here in Colorado. I had no idea. I actually did know, because I'd been on a golf course one time, and what they did was they just had flags that had the cage you throw your frisbee in on them, and they had them on. I was like, what's that shit all about? And somebody had told me, but I had no idea I was in the middle of a golf course. You know, it was weird. Nothing here, John. I live a boring life. You know, it was a big weekend for me. I usually don't do that much stuff. Did the link post? Damn it, I don't see it. Let's try that again. Bam. Bam. Y'all see a link? What am I doing wrong here? Okay, let's try this. Bam. Bam. Okay, I think I got it this time. Link is there. Okay. Why ain't I seeing it? That's weird as shit. Okay. Yikes. I about blew it. Let me see. I need to get rid of some shit here. Did y'all see some of the Taylor stuff I'd put up? Remove source. That frisbee scenario would make me. It was weird. It's there 3 times. Good. Okay. All right. Nana, no filter. Where y'all at? Y'all owe me some airtime. I've been on Nana's channel like 10 times in the last 2 days. Well, last 4 days, because I have been doing everything I could to stay off YouTube for 2 days. I don't know if y'all could catch it or not, but I was just really annoyed Friday. Nana, grab the link, man. What's up? Oh, you seen the Taylor stuff? Wasn't it awesome? You can too, no filter. Grab that shit. We'll take the first one, and then I'll bring the other one in a minute. I think when you get too many people up, it makes it hard for me because I got a big mouth, and then next thing you know, I'm cutting people off. I don't want to do that. Yeah, Saw Taylor, she's a cutie. She rode the ponies, and get this, man, it was like $20, and you could ride everything. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that. That's not that bad, you know. I'll post it again. And then they charged me $7 extra to ride the ponies. I was like, ain't that some shit? I'm in an alternate reality. Why is everything backwards in your background? Is it? Damn, it is. We'll just have to go with it today. Nana, is that you? Don't be flashing me or nothing.
I'm not.
Okay. What's up?
Not. I'm not.
Okay, let me explain it to you. You got to turn your thing down.
On the phone on the tablet, and you go up there with John Davis, and I will talk to you in a little bit.
You got to turn your thing down. We have the loop.
I gotta hang up with you.
Oh no, lady, get me off of there.
We have the loop.
I gotta hang up with you.
Oh no, lady, get me off of there.
Nana, turn your stuff down. You there?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're straight now. What's up?
Yeah.
Why is it doing that?
Hang on.
What's up?
Now, is that better?
Yes, that's what I was shooting for 10 minutes ago when we started all that.
Jen yelling at me.
Jen who?
No filter.
Is she with you?
No, she was, well, 90% of the time she's on the phone, yeah. But no, what? I hung up. She had a fit. What can you expect? Come on.
Have you never been up before?
I have never been a guest on anybody's panel.
You know, yours was the first one I was a guest on.
Really?
Yeah, I don't do that.
Well, I feel special then.
I've been invited to others, but I couldn't get on because I couldn't figure it out. But once I got that straightened out, I'm now on. But you were one of the very first ones I even tried.
Oh, wow. Anyways, I didn't know how it worked, and I've never used Restream, so I didn't know how that worked either.
You got StreamYard?
Yes.
Is it easy?
Yes, very.
Is it?
Yes. And you get 20 hours free a month, 20 hours of airtime free. And then if you pay for a subscription, when your subscription runs out, it kicks back into the free time.
How much is the subscription?
I just got the first one. It's $25.
See, I can't remember what I'm paying right now. I got the first one because it was like the second one. The only difference was you could have like 5 more people and have 10. And I was like, I don't know how that would work.
Yeah.
10 people.
Yeah, I don't think that would work too good. It's hard when we get 4 on the panel. True.
Oh, it's really hard. Because I don't know if you're like me, but I don't want to cut nobody off. You know?
I don't like doing that, or continuously getting somebody on there and they keep talking and you can't step in and say, hey, let me say something here.
Right. And you know, if there's a few people and like I feel like somebody was asking me a question and somebody cuts in, I just keep trucking, man. I'm like, they'll give up eventually.
You are so hilarious.
If I feel like it's my turn, you know what the hell, Nana? Turn that shit off. What are you doing?
That's my phone. I've turned it down.
It sounds like an alarm for a missile launch or something.
That was no filter texting me.
God almighty, are y'all married? What the hell? Y'all can't spend 2 minutes apart? Tell her, chill out. You're on JDTC.
She's supposed to come up here in a little bit.
Well, tell her either remain silent or join us because all this is just wreaking havoc on my show.
Oh, come on now. You make your show absolutely wonderful. You are so funny, John Davis. I swear you are.
Hey, you know what somebody sent me the other day?
What?
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
It's a bullshit alarm. Ain't that awesome?
That is awesome. Now, when you got guests up there and they won't shut up, you can hit that alarm.
Oh, I got all kinds of stuff I can do now. I got props, all kinds of shit. I got a big ass cigarette I can use for my Jody Sue impersonation.
I'm gonna have to see that Jody Sue impersonation now.
Oh, it's dead on. Ask the chat. When I did it last week, nobody got it wrong. One person said they thought it was Dolly. They thought, or Jimmy, they thought I was smoking the huge stove to represent his cigars he smokes. Yeah. But everybody else nailed it.
So what is your topic today?
I don't have topics. I just roll with it sometimes. Monday mornings, what I do is I have the people in my chat are awesome, and they are on top of shit. So I ask them, I'm like, hey, what happened over the weekend? Because to remain sane, I have to take time off.
Right.
You know?
I try to do that. And then it starts going through my head. Oh, geez, I've not put anything out today. What am I going to do? I don't like the jumping on the bandwagon, what everybody else is doing, or running with rumors. You know, I can't do that. So I'm constantly looking for something relevant to this case to put out there. It doesn't always work, though.
Oh, I know how it is, man. I know how it is. I've gotten out to where I talked to Brandy. I said, look, unless we can think of something original, I ain't doing it just to do it.
Right. Right.
I refuse. It can piss everybody off if that's how it happens. And I hate that, but I'm not doing it just to do it. And a lot of people, you know, it's hard to compete with people that are willing to make shit up. You know,
I agree.
When you're not willing to do that.
I agree. Totally.
And that's why I've been in such a funk lately, because I refuse to make shit up. I refuse.
Right. Or to go along with other people who are making the stuff up.
Exactly.
Good morning, James. How are you this morning? I see you.
Oh, James. That's James that was in your thing the other day, right?
Yeah, we're supposed to be going on at 12. I think we might push it on up to 12:30. It's awful early.
What time? Well, you're where I'm at, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm where you're at. But the people in UK, there's a lady in the UK that missed James the other night, and she asked me to do a show while she was awake.
Right.
So
yeah, I know the harsh reality time zone well.
Oh yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I went back and I was looking through Q&As. That was my video this morning. Q&As of the TBI time frame and stuff. And there was a few things that popped out at me. Do you know that they pointed out in those Q&As that not only did she disappear out of her yard, but that it was only 30 miles from the North Carolina border? Why would they find that important enough to put that in there?
Maybe because that would trigger the FBI if they cross state lines, and maybe they get more resources or something that way. I don't know.
I don't know either. I thought that was interesting. Go ahead.
If I had to take an initial guess, I would say that, wouldn't you?
That or they know something is up with trafficking.
Well, I mean, it seems like in everything I've heard since this all began, that area is perfect for trafficking because you can go east or west, north or south on major highways and stuff.
Right, exactly. I also found it interesting that this case struck Polk County in Wisconsin. It struck them back up getting interested in her aunt's disappearance again. And that made me wonder, was it because there's a common denominator there that was present in both cases? I mean, why else would Polk County say, Little Summer disappeared. Maybe we need to look back into her aunt because of grandma was in both places, or
Well, it would make you think, surely, when another family person disappears that close in relation to their person,
right,
that would trigger something,
right.
because they just did a big thing not too long, like a couple years, I think, before Summer went missing, or maybe a year, where they did a 10-year anniversary for Rose. And I tell you, the feeling I get from them is they think maybe Rose ran off on her own. At that time, that was kind of the feeling I got, because it's still, they call it a missing person, not a, you know what I'm saying. What's the other one? A missing person, not an endangered adult or something like that.
Right.
Hold on one second. My damn dog's outside. Or just feel free to talk.
Okay, I will. And hello to everybody that said hello. I wasn't ignoring you. I have been seeing you. I just didn't want to interrupt John Davis. I hope everybody's doing good this morning. I feel honored that Mr. Davis has asked me to come up on his panel.
Do what?
Oh, nothing. Don't need for you to ring that alarm that you got there, that bullshit alarm. I felt honored that you asked me to come up on your panel.
Well, you should be feeling honored.
Why?
Oh, well, I'm not quite Chris McDonough or anybody.
John
But
Davis.
thank you. It's nice of you to say that.
I don't know if you know this or not, but don't think I would go on Chris McDonough's show.
I don't know if I would or not. I don't know.
Well, I would have to turn it on him. I would have to start asking him some things if I did. And I don't think he would like that.
See, my thing is, I am really open to talking to anybody that's been there to the house, had conversation with Dawn or Candace, anybody like that, because there's shit I'd like to know that never gets asked or answered.
Right. Well, that's what I was saying. I would have to turn the questions on him.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could. I'm just not the biggest fan. Put it that way.
I'm kind of, man on the topic. I'm not against him. I'm not the biggest fan either. But, I think we got to be open to having conversation with people and try to put it aside to how we feel about them,
I agree. Ray Bird said, "You're John bleeping Davis. Come on."
Well, thank you, Ray Bird. Damn, I feel like a badass now. Brandy, hurry up. I need another coffee.
Oh, that's not good.
No, I want her to run the show so I can go get it.
Oh, okay. That's better. That's better.
Yeah.
You need to clarify things like that.
Oh, I think everybody else knew where I was going with it, Nana.
Well.
You act like it's your first time watching.
No, it's not my first time watching, but Brandy's usually sitting right there having a chance to say, John Davis, go get it your darn self.
At 10, 15 minutes into the show, no way. If we start at 10, Brandy would have to start putting on makeup at 12:30 to make it.
Oh.
So she's usually running behind.
You leave her alone. She's a little doll.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just. Hey, facts are facts, all right? I'm not picking on her. It just takes a minute. Resident badass in the house at JDTC.
There you go.
Badass. I hear you, no filter. Danny Kaye didn't give all Summer's toys away right after she came up missing. That was weird that they were cleaning her toys and stuff. It wasn't long afterward. It wasn't long enough for me. I'd have been like, y'all leave her shit alone. She's going to be back any minute.
Right.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Yeah, it was bad. There was no, and I did a video on that one time that there was absolutely nothing pink in that house at all. Nothing little girlish, you know. I mean, you have a little girl. Can you walk through any one room of your house and not see that there is a girl that lives in your house?
The man cave.
Well, there you go.
That's it.
But the name says it, you know.
Her room's purple.
Well, you know what I mean. Pink, purple, you know, girly stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a point. I never really thought about that, but I've thought a lot about, I didn't see no damn toys. I thought it was a joke when she was doing the interview with McDonough and she was like, here's all her toys. I was like, where?
Exactly.
Where?
Yeah. On the floor in buckets.
I tell you, the whole basement just, it still boggles my mind. You know it? And the thing is, my basement kind of looks like that. But you know what? Nobody goes down there. That's where we keep the Christmas tree.
Right.
You know, it's so, let me clarify. It's probably not that bad, but it's a basement and we don't live in it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're not got your little girl down there sleeping in it.
Oh, and my kids don't go down there, period. You know, at all. I couldn't imagine, and like I've told other people before, Brandy has asthma really bad. She could not sleep in an environment like that. I guarantee you. I'll go get it. All right, now they're going to get on to me for letting you get it because they love jumping my ass. It's so hard to have a predominantly female audience and be a dude.
Yes. But John Davis, please don't take any offense to what I say to you, like in the email this morning. You remind me of my kids. So, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You're fine.
Did you see that?
Yes, I saw that. But I don't take any offense to anything that you might say.
See, and I don't mean it that way either. A lot of people seem to take shit wrong, but I just love to play with people. And if I don't like somebody, I'm not going to even give you the time to mess with you.
Right.
Brandy gets on to me all the time. You've gone too far.
No. Being blunt
like
sometimes is a good thing.
I called one of the guys that is in my chat a lot. I told him he looked like Jared from Subway. And Brady was mad as hell at me over that, and he was laughing his ass off.
Let me ask you something. Is Jared the guy that used to walk around for the phone company saying, "Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?"
No.
Who is that guy?
It's not Jared. Jared's the big fat dude from Subway that was the spokesman. Right. He lost like 3 people. Yeah.
And then he went to jail.
For being a pedo.
Yeah.
There's a Dr. Phil about it. Man, he is a sick dude. Ugh.
There's a lot of pedos that have been behind the camera or in front of the camera.
And you know, it's so weird to, I think people like, it's so hard for me to understand that. And I think that's why I underestimate sometimes how many there are.
Right.
I just cannot see what would attract a grown-ass man to anybody young.
John, let me ask you something. Okay, we agree that normally registered people learn their traits from their parents, correct? You understand what I'm saying?
Like it's a generational thing.
Right. You know, the parent does it to the child does it to their child. So
I would say a large portion is definitely.
So let me ask your opinion about Josh Duggar and where did he learn it from?
You know what my thought on that is though?
What?
I think that was a result where they were so damn strict and it made him weird because he had no, I think if you over-strict kids,
Yes,
it can have a negative effect.
I agree. I really do agree. But I still
Yeah.
think, and don't get me wrong, I was one of the fans of that show and that family back from the first episode, back when he was like 14 years old. But I'm
Right.
telling you, Jim Bob gives me the willies. He just gives me the willies.
Well, you got to have a lot of questions about him now.
Right.
You know, you have to. But I don't know. It could be either to me. I really think, though, these people that just shield their kid from everything, sex, you know what I'm saying? I really think when they get, it makes them weird. I swear I do.
It does. Well, I mean, two things to point out there. For one, when he first messed with the girls and they found out about it, he took him to a registered person to counsel him for that. Two, do you realize, I don't know if you watched the episode or not, when those girls got married, he brought the girls and the fiancés into a room and they sat down and discussed lotions and oils and all this stuff with them, and told the girls that you have to be subservient in that manner to your old man.
I couldn't imagine being the dude there for that conversation with her and her dad.
Exactly. I mean, that's a little willy, gives you the willies. What was he doing? Thinking himself, oh, it's me there, not this boy?
See, where I'm from, they do shit different. I remember going over to a girl's house one time, and I guess my reputation had preceded me, and her dad was cleaning his guns when I got there. I was scared to death. She was laughing her ass off because he said, hey, John, nice to meet you. And I was so nervous, I was like, thank you. I said, thank you.
I couldn't imagine being a boy.
Weird. That makes me think, any of the son-in-laws that was in on that, if they didn't find that super odd and peculiar, maybe they're a little weird too.
Every one of them had to go through it.
Because I'm sure, from what, I don't know, I'm no pro on the Duggars, but it seems like I remember, like, the guys that they would even let them be around were real religious types too, wasn't they?
Well, some of them were. But he picked out Jill, I think it's Jill, the guy from, I know it's not the real name, Timbuktu, overseas, wherever he was from. He actually picked him out. He was his pen pal. And he said, oh, Jill, you're going to marry this guy.
See, that's like some Last Kingdom shit right there.
Yeah, no shit.
I would have betrothed my daughter to some perv's daughter over in Alaska or some shit. I don't get that. I could see me, and Taylor, my daughter, she's already like a warlord. I could see me telling her, hey, I know this guy, and he's your future husband. She wouldn't play that shit for 5 seconds.
Right.
I don't know.
I had one daughter, so, and she was Queen
You have
Mountain.
one? Yeah.
She's the one that dated the guy named John David. That's why I keep calling you John David.
That's me. I told you. I can't believe you don't remember me from back then.
I don't think you lived in Newport when you were 14.
I lived in Newport from the age of 12 to 21, I think.
You did not. You little flipper.
Yes, I did.
Did you really?
It's weird. You don't remember me.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Yeah, I know. I found his picture online the other day.
Hey, Brandy, did you have to grind the beans yourself? What's going on? I thought I'd piss off the audience. Carry on, Nana.
Carry on. What are we going to talk about?
I thought you just said You seen a picture yesterday
Oh,
or something?
no, I said I found John David's picture. That
Oh.
guy, he's your, what are you, what, 32?
Shit. 15 years ago.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
You're not in your early 30s.
I know. I'm in my mid to late 40s.
No way.
Hey. I don't know what to tell you. Way.
Okay. Well, my oldest son is going to be 39 this year. So maybe you're a little bit older than my kids. But I could have swore you were, like the same age as my kids.
Well, thank you. I mean, you can keep thinking I'm 32 if you want.
Okay. Well, we'll
I know.
We'll take that.
Yeah, Brandy.
Go ahead.
Brandy's going to start looking older than me eventually, even though she's 10 years younger than I am.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Dixie.
Dixie, you know Nana? That's right. I think I seen Dixie the other day when I was over your neck of the woods.
We have a lot of viewers and subs in common.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, well, thank you.
I told him, I was like, go over there and sub up. She's not me, but she's all right.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. You're so sweet.
Yeah, you're welcome.
At times.
Did you see my email I sent you this morning?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I answered, and I said, you remind me of my kids. Don't worry about anything you ever say to me. I don't take offense to it.
Well, it wasn't meant offensive, number one. I explained that at the beginning of the email.
And I said, that was the first thing I said. You didn't sound like that particular body part.
Easy, man. I don't know where you're going with that.
All right.
Thank you.
Good morning, Miss Brandy.
Good morning. I'm coming.
Okay.
She tried to act like she watched our lives a ton, and I was like, and then she was talking about how you was here beside me every day when we started. I said, apparently you ain't never seen
No, I said normally she's sitting there next to you when you say you need coffee, and she tells you to get up and get it yourself.
Why are you trying to start shit between me and Brandy, Nana? She's already mad at me.
Oh, she is not.
Brandy, you mad at me?
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
Love it.
Did one of your fans send that to you?
Man, she hooked us up, didn't she?
Yeah, I need to go.
She sent us all kinds of stuff. See my thumbs up, my background? She sent me that. Then we got that the thing with the crystal in it. Another one sent us that. We got good people.
That's awesome. Pretty as ever, Miss Brandy.
Thank you. I was having issues getting ready. I put makeup on in our room, then I went in the bathroom. It looked like I was putting makeup on in the dark.
COVID fog's a real thing, ain't it?
I guess the lighting in our room is bad. Then I went in there, I'm like, oh my God, what did I do?
Hey, John, are you a Marvel fan?
Yes.
Oh, have you watched Hawkeye yet?
No. I don't like that shit.
Oh, no. He's not like the other ones. He's got 6 episodes, and I'm telling you, you will love it. It's not crap like the superhero out of crazy. The Hawkeye is really, really good. I just watched.
What is that on?
Disney Plus. Quit it, Harley.
Yeah, we got Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason Bradley got it.
No, he got it for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh,
okay.
and that kills me because it's only coming out 1 episode a week.
Oh, well, that's no good. He said, get it, Mom, and I'll cancel it after the month. So I'm guessing he'll need it more than a month. One episode
I thought it was all out.
No,
I watched
it's only the 3rd one came out. That's it. And they
Are you sure?
Yes, it comes out on Friday. Trust me. My son lives with me.
Obi-Wan or Hawkeye? Obi-Wan Hawkeye.
Obi-Wan. My son lives with me. Trust me. He's Marvel. and Star Wars and Star Trek, and trust me.
You watch it.
Oh, I was all on board until they started making it liberal shit.
You don't like Discovery?
No, I don't like the way they're going with Marvel.
Oh, well, yeah, right. I agree.
After Endgame, I said, I'm not watching no more of it. They're trying to make Iron Man a girl, everybody a girl. You know, I don't have no problem with female superheroes. I love Black Widow, but when you start taking away all the dudes and replacing them with women, I'm just like, why do you got to do that for?
Well, explain this one to me. We have Captain Marvel, who is already a woman, right?
And super overpowered.
Who is Ms. Marvel?
I don't know, man.
That's the new one coming out. Ms. Marvel.
See, when they started her Captain, what is her real name?
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, when they had her character come out, she'd go to all the press conferences and be like, I don't care what these 40-year-old comic or white comic book nerds care about. This ain't for them. I'm like,
what?
Well, who's it for?
Yeah, I'm a woman. I don't like that. I like how they had.
Oh, you know what really got me was when they turned. I don't even like 007. I do not. Never watched any of the movies. Can't stand him. But when they turned him into a woman,
they did that. I didn't even know.
I didn't even know they'd done that. I heard word of that was happening.
Why are they doing that crap? That's crazy. Oh.
Well, they're going to take Thor out and make it Lady Thor.
Right.
It's going to be Natalie Portman. Does she look like a threatening person? I mean, come on. She's little. I don't get it.
Who were we talking? I don't even know who we're talking to.
Nana.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know who we were talking to.
It's okay. I thought I put it on there, but it just gave me my initials. I don't know why.
Gotcha.
I don't know. They're ruining it to me. I like I said, I ended it in game. Hey, Nana knows a ton about the Duggars. Brandy knows a lot about the Duggars too.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Jill. Where was that guy from that she married? That you know, the one that Dad was pen pals with, and he said you have to marry him. Not Timbuktu, but he's from Nepal. I think it's Nepal.
Yeah.
Is that Jill that married him?
Jill's the one of the older girls. I don't know. I know isn't she married to the lawyer?
No.
Now he's a lawyer.
You're talking about Ben?
No, not Ben, but the oldest one. Jill has 2 little boys, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't know he come from Nepal. I thought he's here in the United States.
No, he was over there when she first met him. That her and her dad had to fly over there, and they met him over there.
That's right, and they lived there for a while, then moved back. I remember that.
What is their religion?
They don't have one. She dropped everything.
Oh, Jill and them. But the Duggars have a religion, because I don't know what it is, though, because they go to church and stuff.
Yeah, it's something like SDA, but it's not SDA. I looked it up one day. I forget what it was, though.
Something conservative. It's probably, it seems like it's the religion my dad grew up to.
Is it LDS?
I could look it up.
Somebody was saying, I swear that Dwyer's and the other people that were on that show, they really make me think that Warren Jeff's cult was like that in the beginning.
Maybe.
That's why I was wondering what their religion was. What was Warren Jeff's? He was the, he wasn't SDA. He was something else, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Oh.
He is
Thank you, Dixie. Nanny, you can just, we'll send everybody your way when we're done.
Okay.
Independent Baptist is what they're called.
They're what?
Independent Fundamental Baptist is what the Duggars are.
I mean, they ain't no Baptist. Baptist wouldn't claim them people.
That's why they're independent.
That's what they say they are. I don't know.
Oh, I'm Jen. I'm sorry. I just got that message from you. They're telling me to turn my volume up. Can y'all not hear me?
I can hear you great.
Mm-hmm. That's what they say. I don't know if it's true. The Duggars are devoted independent Baptists, whatever that is. I don't know.
Huh.
Like they've taken that religion but made it whatever they want it to be.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know that Baptists don't believe in birth control and all that stuff.
Right. I know. I think it's a little bit different in regular Baptists, what they believe in. Because my dad was adopted and he grew up in a family like that. The women couldn't cut their hair. They had to wear dresses, skirts.
Down to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. And they were something Methodist, like a conservative, something Methodist. It wasn't regular Methodist. It was something like that. Yeah.
I honestly, Lord forgive me. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ as my Savior 100%. But I tell you what, if I was to had to grow up in a house like that, I'd have probably ran away.
Yeah, I would rebel too. And that's probably, well, I'm not going to blame it on how Josh was brought up. Why he has all the issues. He's just weird.
That's what I said earlier. I was telling Nana, I said, I think that makes you weird to some degree, just as strict as they are and not letting them do shit and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think that's good for kids.
I still say that Jim Bob gives me the willies, and I wouldn't put it past him that something didn't happen there, if you know what
maybe. I mean. Yeah, yeah. Learned behavior, maybe. I don't know.
That's what I said. Learn behavior.
Yeah. Something's weird.
Because it seemed awful strange that when Josh did that to begin with, that he took him to a registered person for counseling. Granted, they didn't know he was that kind of person when I don't know what Jim Bob knew. We did not know he was a registered person until later on. He got in trouble after all this.
Until it was leaked out, yeah. They try to hide it.
Right.
So. And he's still supporting his son. So I don't know. Jim Bob is.
Yeah, that's just not right. That's
no. He disappeared. I don't know. I think he wouldn't make more coffee. We gotta get us a coffee pot down here. The Keurig, 1 cup at a time. So it's a hassle. But I think when you're that strict on your kids, it's good to have rules and what they know not to do. But if you're that strict, they'll rebel, I think, when they get older.
Right. If you don't allow it, just like when you let your kids go outside, if you don't let them play in the dirt, the first time you turn your head, they're going to play in the dirt to see what they're missing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I feel if you raise your kids right and they know right from wrong, you can let them, have some freedom and make their own choices. Because they'll have to do that one day in life, when their parents are not around. So we're lucky. Our kids are pretty good so far.
Yeah. You guys seem like really good parents. You're going to do fine, honey.
Well, thank you.
But let me tell you something. It does not get easier when they get older, because you know what happens? They start having kids, and then you have no control, even though you want the control to protect your grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
You're not the parent, so you have no control, so it makes it that much worse.
Yeah. More to worry about, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I worry about that too. So I want a close relationship with my grandkids too, because I had a grandpa. I didn't really have any other grandparents. I didn't really have any cousins. My mom and dad was adopted. So I just didn't have a lot of family. So
right.
Yeah. So hopefully me and John will be a good grandparent.
Question. What's everyone's thoughts on the swimming pool Summer had disappearing? Dawn and Candace didn't dispose of anything.
Where are they asking now?
It says, what's everyone's thoughts on the swimming pool Summer had disappearing? Dawn and Candace didn't dispose of anything. So they're asking, where do we think it went? Because they didn't throw anything away. They probably threw it off the side of the mountain.
Yeah, the little kiddie pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen it up there. I don't know. What happened?
They may have taken it to Allie's house. Remember, they were talking about swimming in a little kiddie pool at Allie's house?
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I was thinking. I remember the only time I've actually heard them talking about that was it was at Alley's they were swimming.
Right.
Then was it Allie or Jody Sue was saying they were swimming that day and they got in trouble? They made them lay on the pavement.
That was
hot
Leslie
pavement.
and Allie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I tell you, you know, if it's nice and hot and that's true, that would have burnt the shit out of them.
yeah. Laying on the hot pavement, yeah.
Yeah.
Bare skin like that.
But then again, who would have went over and dumped the water out? Why not have just got the kids up off the pavement and went off on the mom? Come on.
Yeah.
See, that's why I think they're full of shit. And I think Candace is full of shit when she says Allie screamed at her at that parade, look, bitch, now you ain't got your kid or whatever. I don't believe that. Do you believe that?
No, because I think Candace is the type of person who would go over and punch her or something.
I don't
Yeah.
believe it. I don't believe it. I made a. This is something you're going to have to get used to, John. I made a video of that. I say that all the time, but I did. I made a video about that. And I truly do not believe that ever happened. I think it's bullcrap that her and Dawn made up to make it sound good.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, I do too. I don't think that ever happened.
Yeah.
And you know, that was the same, that was supposed to have been when her and Robin was carrying that banner. Has anybody ever heard Robin say that happened?
Right.
I haven't.
I haven't either.
I haven't.
Of course, nobody's asked her, I'm sure. That's what pisses me off is the people that get to talk to people never ask the good shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
That would get you somewhere. Definitely, I agree. So
I would love just to have, if I could just get 10 questions with Dawn, 10 with Candace.
10 with Robin.
Yeah. 10 with Allie.
Like
Yeah,
you're a dental hygienist and you held that baby in your arms face to face every weekend. Why did you not do something? Why did you not, ask the parents, hey, there's a program we can set up, for the, I'm sure they had teen care, something. They could have got that baby's teeth fixed.
Oh, I'm sure they had Medicaid, you'd think, hopefully.
Who knows?
Usually if kids don't have insurance, they can get Medicaid if their parents don't make a certain amount.
Well, in Tennessee, it's called teen care.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know how that works in Tennessee, but Robin said, I think somebody said she did call CPS. I don't know if that's true, but.
Well, I think people did call because I think it's, what I believe when it comes to that is I think they had been there sometime not too far before Summer disappeared. And I think that stuff about them wanting the boys in the bedroom separated where everybody was sleeping, I believe that because it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But I don't believe anything that happened after she disappeared when it comes to CPS because I really don't think that would have been leaked.
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't know how true it is. I heard through the grapevine, of course, so it's allegedly.
Right.
I heard that CPS did make it inside that door one day, and Candace was so out of it on the couch that she couldn't even talk, and that the CPS worker turned around and just walked out.
What? That's crazy.
Like I said, that's alleged, but
we don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard when it comes to that because we really don't know. Like all that link information about the kids, like the boys and stuff, I don't believe any of that. I don't see how they would have a connection, that would give them that information. If they do, it's probably illegal against the law for foster parents to leak any information.
it is. It is against the law.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe nothing that's been said about the boys.
No.
And yeah.
And I wouldn't be sharing on YouTube, if I did know something.
Exactly.
Well, just like that little video I put out yesterday, Brandy, that says, let me ask you a question. And it's, what side do you want to be on when this is over and done with? Do you want to be on the side where you actually done everything you could to find out the truth and find out where this child was at and know in your heart that you did the right thing? Or do you want to be on the other side where all you wanted was clicks, views, recognition, and the money?
Right.
Yeah, and
agree.
I think which side people's going to end up on is going to be determined after she's found, because it's going to come out all the bullshit that turns out was not true at all.
Hopefully, if she's found. If not, if the case is solved or if we know more, I'm not saying it won't be solved, but you don't know. I don't know.
Well, I mean, even slinging crap at other, creators slinging crap at creators. And I mean, things that are coming out nowadays, it cannot be proven that that's what that is. And you can ruin a person's life with the stuff that's coming out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And get their kids took,
Yeah, I don't know why you do that to another creator. Like, if you don't share their views, just don't watch them, Now creators are calling CPS on their kids and everything else. That's just crazy to me. Why would you do that
disgusting.
To somebody?
A person that would do that would put innocent children through that process over nothing.
Yeah.
There should be as bad a punishment for somebody doing that as there is for the people that. Oh, it makes me mad. I don't even want to go there.
Well,
yeah.
I'm not saying anything about anybody specific, but I'm just saying that in the last week, there's been something came out about something that looked white that may have been on a table, which could have possibly been a dang white ink pen.
Right.
If you don't know what it is, then you don't need to be sounding the alarm. Right. It's something that you suspect could be something.
People just digging for content because they don't really know what to do, and
But
a lot of them don't. Yeah, a lot of them don't have imagination or can think of ideas to go off of, to do videos on. They got to either steal the info or make it up, or you know what I mean,
or run with the rumors that they're already hearing.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
Yeah, and pretend like they believe it.
Right.
It's one thing, like I will tell a rumor just to debunk the shit, but some of these people, I know they know better.
Yeah.
And they play right along.
Oh, I have one for you then. Help me debunk this one. And I hope we can. Okay, you know what a false flag scenario is, right?
Yeah. False flag.
Like when the not necessarily the government themselves, but when the government goes into a school and they practice a certain scenario so that when it really happens, everybody knows what to do, right?
Right.
To deal with pew-pews, John?
Like a fire drill.
Right.
What's that analogy?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we know the SDA church does the false flags when it comes to missing children. Their last one was in March. People have been coming asking me in my email and comments and stuff, do I believe that this is a false flag scenario to see how social media will react to a missing child? Now, if you think about it, now listen, I'm not saying I believe it or don't believe it, but if you think about it, there's no answers to any of the questions.
Right.
And Don himself was apologizing for all the people traipsing through the woods that didn't need to be, didn't have to be. I mean, just different little things you could fit in there. What do you think about that?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you can make anything sound good, pull information here and there, but I don't know if I believe that.
No, I don't believe that.
Unless there's a big.
Do you believe that?
I don't believe it, but I could see where they're thinking it.
Yeah, where they get the information, they
right.
get two together. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Because I mean, look at YouTube; it is tearing YouTube apart. Well, the true crime community, anyways.
Right.
I think that's got more to do about greed than it does a false flag, though. I think a lot of that's generated by greed.
I think creators don't want other creators to do better than them or, good. So petty stuff, you shouldn't have to worry about that. If your channel's legit and you put facts out there, you should, do okay.
Well, see, I was posed the question I made the video on last night. I was posed that question. As a matter of fact, No Filter's the one that called me up and said, let me ask you something. what side do you want to be on when this is over and done with? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she, explained what she was saying. And I was like, well, I know I don't put out false stuff. I do my best not to put anything false out there. And if it's false, then I say, hey, this is a rumor. Let's find out the real information about it. Or this has not been verified. But I won't put rumors and hearsay and gossip out there. That's not helping find Summer.
Right.
It's not helping anything.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with going down rabbit holes because you never know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I think you need to make it very clear and apparent what you're doing,
Right.
And a lot of people will kind of go down the rabbit hole and present it as everything they're doing is fact-based,
Right. I agree.
We try to just leave it open and make your own opinion, but we'll tell people, this is our opinion and what we think might be a good scenario.
Right.
So. And do you have people jump on you for coming up with scenarios?
Not usually.
No, well, not too bad.
I don't know if you watched the Blue Couch thing that I put out where it would have been possible for the kids to have been playing hide and seek. And I don't know if you guys ever done it, but we done it a lot when I was little. Hide in the couch, have somebody fold you up in the couch.
Yeah, me and you talked about that on your live.
Right. And
yeah.
I had people go off about that. That's ridiculous. You can't do that. You're making up fake stuff. Well, it's not making things up. I'm trying to figure out what may or may not have happened. If we can determine that is not possible whatsoever, that's great. Because the more stuff we can rule out gets us closer to what may actually have happened.
Right.
Right. That's why I think a big thing that would help is knocking off suspects. And that's why I think, for us, if law enforcement would just take anybody off the damn list, it would help tremendously.
Yeah.
Right.
They won't
But they won't take nobody off. They won't put nobody on. They just want to keep it way, way low key, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think the thing about all of it that says the most by far, that gives us the best hint of a direction, is that we're almost at a year and they haven't cleared the parents.
Yeah.
Right.
Usually they come out and say,
That's the first thing they want to accomplish is clearing the parents. If they can come out and say they're not involved, they're going to do it as soon as they can. That way the focus isn't on the parents putting them through more grief than they need to.
Yeah.
Right.
And I really think if they thought they could, they would have done it.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yes. I still say that something was in that 911 call and it happened that night and they went from an endangered child alert at 12 o'clock that night to an Amber Alert 10 hours later.
Yeah.
Nothing major that we know of. Nothing major happened in that time, except they went over, they reviewed the 911 calls, they spoke with the boys, they spoke with the parents, and they spoke with Grandis. What else could there have been that would have made them turn that into an Amber Alert, except they found out a very important piece of the puzzle?
Well, I feel like there's evidence in the 911 call.
Yeah.
I wish we
of something.
Yeah.
I will promise you, Candace is not on that.
He thinks she didn't call. I don't know.
I don't think it was her. I really don't. I don't.
Who do you think called? Dawn?
I don't know. Well, we know Dawn and her were supposed to have called.
Dawn
right?
had to have called because he did mention he did mention that they had to switch him from Washington County over to Washington County over to Hawkins County. The 911 had to be switched over because he was still in Washington County when he called 911.
Right.
So we know he made the call.
Yeah.
But there was supposed to be 2 calls. Both of them said they called in.
Right.
I don't think Candace would have said that if somebody else didn't call in besides Dawn.
Right. So that
I
leaves
just
Grandis or Jody Sue.
right. Or, somebody we don't know about. Don't be shocked if when all this shit comes out, a name pops up and you're like, well, who is that?
Or maybe it was one of the boys.
Whoever called, they got the facts wrong. I know that. The age and they're taking a walk, that stuff.
I don't think Dawn would have screwed it up that bad. I really don't.
Yeah, because they said she was, what, 4 or 5? Or
Said she was 4, that the mother had went for a walk.
yeah, something crazy didn't match the story. I wonder at that time if they didn't have the story made up, like the script they're going by.
Well, see, if that's the case, it makes you think it had to have been an accident.
Maybe, yeah.
And I agree with that. It could have been an accident, but what made it not an accident after that point was where's the body?
Well, I mean, it could have been an accident, but what changed was instead of it getting reported as an accident, it got reported as missing, and there's a reason they did that. And to me, that's because she couldn't, if they would have had Summer and they would have given her an exam,
right,
somebody else got in trouble for something else. Because you can't tell me that Dawn and Candace are willing to go to bat for somebody over an accident. I don't believe it. I think if it was an honest, legitimate accident, they would have rolled in a heartbeat if there wasn't a reason they couldn't.
Right, I agree. 100%.
They ain't going to jail for nobody. I promise you.
Even the boys, I don't think they would throw.
I don't think they would go to jail for the boys. I don't think they'd go to jail for Grandis. I don't think they'd go to jail for no damn body.
Well, see, that's back when they were saying the H might have gotten in the truck and accidentally hit Summer. I'm thinking there's no way. Could you, as a parent, even if it was a family friend and a kid, could you have gotten on there and made all this up and hidden the kid and all this stuff for a 15-year-old friend? No.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
They wouldn't have done that for, especially, I don't think they'd done it for anybody. Right. But then you got to look at a young family friend who, if that would have been the scenario, he wouldn't have got in that much trouble if it was an accident. Right. He's a minor. The worst probably would have been jail till he was 18 or 21, right?
Right.
They're not going to risk them because they could go to jail for just as long for covering it up if it was one of those scenarios.
Yeah.
Right.
There's something else to it.
It was either one of them was involved or
that was the reason he couldn't be examined.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
And I've said that from the get-go. I've honestly said that Don knew CPS was coming. He knew he was about to go to prison, and something needed to be done. The problem needed to be gotten rid of.
Either that or she'll get ready to start school and, she might start talking too. It could be.
Right. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Dawn that was worried about that. There was a lot. I mean, it shows when they met Jose apparently, and 2 hours later had him around her. There could have been other males in her circle that could have had reasons too.
Okay, I agree with that, but you have to keep in mind, if it was somebody else that may have done that to her, why would Dawn care if a doctor...
Well, see, I think if there's a chance it was another one, then Dawn might not know.
What do you mean, thinking?
They might have actually abducted her. If there's a chance at all that it's not them, the only possibility in my mind is it's somebody that knew her and they did it. And I'm not saying that's the scenario, but there's so many weirdos that they let around Summer that it could have been somebody else. It's possible. You can't rule that out.
Oh, can I throw another subject up here to talk about real quick? Somebody in here asks, how did Jose pass? Just a theory, guys. Just a thought. Okay, don't attack me. Nobody knows for a fact that man has passed. He could possibly be in witness protection. And people are saying, oh, but his sister verified and his girlfriend verified and Justin verified. In witness protection, you are dead to the world. All these people are going to believe that he is dead.
No.
But it would make more sense to me, though, just not to say anything than to come out and say he's dead.
Yeah. Like, who knows where Jose is?
Because that's going to draw more attention to Jose, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It would make more sense for me for him to just fall back off the radar.
Yeah.
Right?
But good point.
But I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't know that. If I had to say yes or no, I would say probably yes.
Has anybody found out how he supposedly passed?
As far as I've heard, no. I don't know how long toxicology results can take. I'm sure it varies depending on how backed up they are and stuff like that. I would assume the family might know, but I don't know.
Okay, well, can I ask you something then? You seem to be a pretty smart man. Why did they go straight, instead of just doing a regular autopsy, why are they going straight to toxicology? Why did they think he was poisoned or OD'd or whatever?
Well, I'm thinking there's a good chance when they found him, there was no obvious signs of what had happened, and they went to that.
But the first process would be to do an autopsy and see if he had a heart attack, some type of cancer, something like that. They wouldn't automatically go for toxicology.
How do we know he hasn't had an autopsy?
Well, an autopsy takes about a week if they're not backed up.
Well, maybe the autopsy didn't show anything, and now they're waiting on toxicology.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just saying when it comes to like that kind of stuff, you know, the way the laws are, it's, and especially, you know, maybe they do think something's up, right?
Right.
And they're waiting. Who knows?
Granny T, John, let me answer Granny T real quick. The reason I said that is because maybe Jose, the only reason I come up with that is because maybe Jose knows more about the disappearance of Summer than what he was letting on. Maybe he knows more about trafficking ring, who's involved, that kind of thing. That's why I was saying that. Sorry.
Yeah, and we're just speculating.
Right.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Rabbit holing is what we call it.
All right.
And I think it's okay to do that as long as, you know, everybody's aware of what we're doing.
Right. Nothing I'm saying is verifiable, or that didn't come out right. Nothing I've said is been, can you verify or anything? I'm just wondering. I'm just trying to get all the stuff out of the way so that we can figure out what actually happened.
I really feel like, though, I don't know. I hate to speculate, like I said, on a lot with him because I feel for his family. People calling him, trying to trick him into telling him stuff. That no matter what we think about him, he had family that loved him, and I don't know. I don't know about Jose. I think the most informative stuff I would like to have known from him was what the real story to the New York trip was, because I still to this day don't buy that shit.
Well, I can tell you what the family member told me, and why somebody, I forget who it was, but somebody asked me just then, why do I think he stayed back in Tennessee when all the rest of them went back? I think it was because he had a change of scenery. It was a free ride for a few months, and that's what he was looking for. He wanted to get away from whatever was going on in New York. Not that it was anything bad, but just for a change of scenery. I mean, he didn't have any roots. He didn't have a house or anything up there. He didn't have a girlfriend. So he had an opportunity to stay here. Different people, different scene. He stayed to see what he could get into.
I think it's tied to whatever the trip was for.
Right. Okay. Now what? Okay, I spoke. Allie's youngest daughter, Bear. I spoke with a family member of her father's side. Did that make sense? Bear's dad, it was
Right.
in his side of the family, who grew up with Sherry and Allie and all them, who are friends with Andrew Hiltz's mom. And they said that when they came down in 2020, H was already in trouble, getting in trouble with the law. He had to go to court. And Andrew came down here to get H and take him back so that he wouldn't have to go to court, basically to hide him out. The reason he brought so many people is because every time he has a conflict with Allie gets a bunch of people. Basically, Andrew gets hurt. They jump on him. He brought the people to keep him from getting jumped on. And if there was something smuggled back to New York from here, that would be a different story. And that was her words.
Right. She might think that, but I don't think Andrew cares that much about him, really, for what he's saying about H. I don't know.
Yeah.
He might go through that trouble. But
I don't think Andrew would come in if he thought he was getting his little twerp ass whipped.
Yeah. That's our opinion, you know. Who knows?
Well, I'm that's just what I was told. So I mean,
I mean, but if you, I've, and I hate to admit this, seen way too much of Mr. Hiltz.
Yeah.
And his character doesn't speak to someone that would risk getting their ass kicked to come get his.
Well, that and taking time out of his lovely day or week.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, John, I don't know if you know, but when you left the other day, right as soon as I signed off, boom, they started popping up.
Did they?
Yep. Right after they kicked Andrew out.
What? Chat?
You know,
or,
yeah, the P-bombs.
Yeah.
You know, Andrew came into chat that night, right?
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Just keeping it low key, was he?
Yeah, I think it was something Moist Cafe 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't that name creepy? You have kids and that's your freaking YouTube name. I feel bad for. I think he does have a little child at home, right? Or
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Little girl.
Yeah, you don't do that.
And then he has one at his mom's too.
We try to help Andrew or give him a benefit of doubt, but I don't know.
He showed up. He showed his true colors.
Yeah.
You know?
And now that you say that, like a couple of times we got bots. Remember, he was in there. I don't know.
We're just going to try to put every word he could possibly use in the bots in our thing to block that shit.
Block out the bots. But I agree. It's kind of weird because last time we were talking about him and
it's happened to us twice.
Yeah. And he was
It seemed like it was just right after.
Yeah.
That's what John was saying in my chat the other day. And we didn't have any problems until he said, okay, or I said, okay, well, we're going to try it. We're going to say his name and see if the bots come.
They did.
But remember, you said the first time you had got him that you had mentioned his name that day.
Yeah. Well, and then he showed up right after that, and then the bots came in right after he got kicked out.
That's weird.
I think we're giving him too much credit, though. I don't.
You think he could do that?
I don't know how to do that.
I don't either. It might be easy, but I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
He might be the type to spend his day trying to learn how to hit
try to
bots in
figure it
people's
out.
chat. That's crazy.
And see, what's funny about that too is he swears something down. The reason he lost his channel was because of bots.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
So,
I don't know if that's even possible to get your channel removed by bots.
Because you get 3 strikes, that would probably only be one.
Well, it wouldn't be a strike.
Well,
why would you get struck? Because they're bots in your thing.
Trigger the words. I don't know. You couldn't get in trouble for that, though, really, would you?
No, you wouldn't.
Well, if you left, if you didn't get rid of them and you left all that pornographic stuff up there, wouldn't it?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
See, I don't know either.
I seen him post something one day. Me and Brandy saw it. Remember with the dude in the tailpipe?
Oh, nasty. Yeah.
I could not believe that was on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I see he showed it. It was crazy. And I would have thought you'd have got your channel taken for that alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Does anybody got any questions? What we're talking about? Sorry, I'm trying to get y'all involved, but we're anybody? Sometimes
CCare RN is wanting to know, is this about summer?
yeah, we're talking about summer and everything else.
Talk about everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I got something I wanted to play too. Nana, hold on. I'm going to play something real quick. I hope it don't kick you off.
Okay.
Bear with me. I just seen this morning. Hold on. Damn. One, bam, bam, bam.
What's this?
Looks like after 1 year, it's a colony of billions of mold and bacteria. Deep.
Morning, I'm Amy Cavino. We are following breaking news now. The stepmother of Harmony Montgomery has been arrested for 2 counts of perjury. The Manchester Police Department chief tells News 9 Kayla Montgomery is accused of lying to the grand jury. She was released on bail last month on charges unrelated to Harmony's disappearance. Authorities say Kayla was arrested in the lobby of the Manchester Police Department yesterday morning when she arrived for her daily check-in per her bail conditions. She's now being held at the Valley Street Jail and set to be arraigned in court on Monday. I spoke with Chief Aldenberg a minute ago. He tells News 9 that the arrest of Kayla Montgomery is another step in the investigation into the whereabouts of Harmony Montgomery. We will continue to do everything in our power to bring this case to resolution. At a new press conference last year, Manchester Police announced the ongoing urgent search for Harmony. Police later narrowed the timeline of her disappearance to November 28th and December 10th of 2019. She was 5 at the time she vanished. Her 8th birthday is this Tuesday, June 7th. This is a breaking situation. We are following it closely. We will bring you updates as we have them.
Was it still playing the music?
Shut down.
Did y'all see that?
Yeah, I seen that. Hopefully they'll be able
That
to
just happened, right? That was just yesterday, I think, that came out.
I hadn't seen it until you just played it. That's interesting. So she lied to the grand jury?
She lied. Apparently, there was a grand jury already, I guess, for Harmony,
Wow.
and she lied at it. And now her ass is going to jail.
Good. They need
Oh,
to
guy,
handle it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can I answer? Cold Bones asked, I think it was Cold Bones asked why I wouldn't let Andrew speak. I did not stop Andrew from speaking. My mods take care of all that stuff. I was busy talking with John Davis and stuff and didn't even see Andrew in the chat, nor would I've known him. And if Andrew wants to come and speak with me, I would be more than happy to question him.
We could try to let him come up. Remember that one time?
I wouldn't let him speak because he doesn't have anything to contribute. He just wants views and clicks for his channel. That's why now he started talking about her again, because his channel ain't doing worth a shit.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we invited him up one time. He won't come up.
Yeah.
Remember we did a video on questions we had for him?
Yeah.
Yeah. He would come up.
But I want to talk about Harmony, man. That's great news for Harmony.
That is absolutely wonderful news for Harmony.
Because now with her ass back in jail, see, she had just got out of jail a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, for food stamp fraud or something like that.
Right.
Benefits.
Because she was still receiving food stamps for Harmony. But now they got her on perjury. Unless she is directly involved, she might roll on that dude now.
Did they find out who killed his girlfriend?
The ex, or the one that happened a while back?
Yeah.
No, not that I know of.
He's linked to a lot of sketchy shit.
Oh, he is so shady. And they said that time period that they just talked about, they think that they were living in a car at that time.
Yeah.
And that makes me think there is a good chance Harmony could have been sold. And if that's the case, she could help maybe find out where Harmony's at if they can get her to talk.
Why do you think she was going to do?
Because they needed money so damn bad. If you're living in your car, you're going to be desperate. And she just happened to disappear at that time.
And her dad didn't like her. He was mean to her all the time anyways.
Yeah. No,
he was horrible to her.
I think that she killed her. I don't think they sold her. That's my opinion. But that's my opinion. That's my opinion.
I
wish they could find her and Oakley Carlson. That's another horrible one. Do you know much about that case?
Not as much. No, not as much.
I don't either.
She reported late too.
Huh? Yeah.
What?
She was gone for like almost a year. And the principal of the school where her older sister goes to was actually spending the night at the principal's house because she was friends with her little girl. And the principal asked how Carly was doing or Oakley was doing because the last time she had seen or been at their house, they had said she was sick. And she asked how she was doing, and the little girl told him, said she don't live with us. She hasn't lived with us for a long time.
Wow.
Well, that's good they caught that.
And so the principal called the law right then and went over. But the parents have said that she was eaten by wolves and everything else now.
See, I had seen that.
Yeah.
Before about the wolves. I thought that was crazy.
That's what they told their kids, that's where their sister went.
That's crazy. Any case that the parents say, or parents wait for like a long time to call in a missing kid, they're involved. Why wouldn't they call? Your kid's missing 10 minutes, or
exactly. If you don't call in the minimal amount of time that you have to call in, then something's sketchy.
Yeah, you're hiding something.
For most parents, they're calling immediately. I don't care if it's not been 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever. Even if it's an adult child, they're like, get on it.
Yeah.
Well, and like with Harmony, I know the dad never did call.
Right.
It was finally the mom. And, I don't know how any mother could not see their kid for 2 damn years before they got the alarm raised.
Yeah.
And she acts like she tried and nobody was having it. Bullshit. I'd have went, if there's any parent of a missing kid and you go to the police and they will not help you, you need to go directly to the local news station and tell them.
Exactly.
I think that's what she did. It was like going down the line,
Well, that's just like Serenity McKinney. They didn't report her missing either. And look where she wound up.
You should be, yeah.
That little boy they found in the suitcase, I'm sure the parents were involved because there's no missing case on him. You know what I mean? They would have to know that their kid's missing. So if they can identify who that little boy is, it's probably linked to the parents.
Dixie, I don't think Tony Hammonds is a piece of crap person. Yes, I agree. Piece of crap human being. But I think that was just a coincidence that he tried to take that little boy either right before or right after Summer. I don't think he had anything in Summer's disappearance. I really don't.
What do you think about Jody Sue not knowing that Candace was pregnant?
My honest thoughts, possibly
Yes.
Summer don't belong to Candace.
I don't, you know what I think? Why would somebody that already had 6 kids at that point, right? Been pregnant 6 times. That tells me more likely she had to have known she was pregnant, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you're not letting that out to anybody, it makes sense you plan on your daughter not being around.
Right.
You don't want to have to explain why she's not.
Yeah, maybe.
That's one possibility. Yeah, I agree. That or the simple fact Don got out here with messing with some little teenager, like we know he's been doing, and needed a place for the child to go. I mean, why else would Candace not want that child so bad? And why she always showed a difference between the boys and Summer. I mean, verbally, everything.
I don't know. I don't think Candace would take care of anybody else's kid.
I don't either.
Did she take care of Summer?
Well, she's under her watch. I don't know.
Well, let's just make sure we say this is a rabbit hole scenario
This is
here.
a rabbit hole scenario. This is alleged speculation. Do not take anything I say as fact, please. But
I think maybe she just didn't tell anybody because she didn't know what she wanted to do yet. She might want to give her what up, but she didn't want no questions. So
I mean, that's true. But you also have to wonder why Don was so worried every day of that baby's life. Why he was so worried something would happen if he wasn't around.
Right.
He knew. See, and that's what gets me too is how they stick with each other, and he acts like Candace was just the best mother. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
When everybody knows that's not reality. And think about this: if there wasn't something going on, don't you think Don's the type of dude that would be mad as hell at Candace and blaming her every day?
If he didn't have something in it, yes.
His daughter.
Yes. If he didn't have something in it, absolutely.
I think so too.
He would not be the type to sit there and support her day after day. He is the type that if he honestly didn't know what happened, but he knew it happened on her watch,
he'd be blaming her.
He would be all over her ass.
He wouldn't be standing there telling Brian Enton, she's a good mother.
No,
right.
No. He'd be putting her out there.
I think there's a lot of subtleties like that. For instance, if you look at all of them together, man, I just think there is damn near to this point no chance that they're not involved.
Yeah. It makes me think since she didn't tell anybody of Summer's pregnancy, it might be true that she had another baby and did, like what Fred Hill was saying.
It makes you think the Fred Hill thing's more plausible now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she could have had another baby.
Maybe they were really having kids and selling them. Maybe they planned on selling Summer, and like they said, the people backed out because they wanted more money and they couldn't come up with it. I mean, that was said. They were planning on selling her, and then Don and Candace wanted more money, and the people's like, no, no, no.
But Don and Candace seemed like the type to me that would just sell her for whatever they could get before they would just keep her around for 5 more years.
Glitter, I don't know where you live, honey, but in Tennessee, birth records are very, very private. You can't even go to the health department and try to even get a birth certificate or anything without you're a parent or you're the person.
Oh, yeah. I know that. If she sold it, it's probably for trafficking reasons. They wouldn't want a birth certificate anyways,
Well, she said that birth records are public knowledge, but not in Tennessee.
No.
Well, I can go to the courthouse here and get anybody's birth certificate I want.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
If you know their name.
If you know their name and the parents' date of birth and stuff, you can get a copy, yeah.
Not here. You have to show proof of who you are and what your relationship to the person is. All kinds of crap.
I don't know. There's just so many scenarios, though, where anything could work out in the end. Who knows? I just think it's really interesting Jody Sue didn't know she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Well, Jody Sue said nobody in the neighborhood knew she was pregnant until they saw them carrying that car seat up that snow-covered driveway.
Ain't that odd?
Yeah.
And I think it's odd, too. If you remember in the beginning, Don act like they didn't know a damn person in Ben Hill, Beach Creek, nowhere.
Yep.
And he's like, since this has happened, we've started to know people. And now we know Candace has been messing with Jody Sue for a decade.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think we got a bunch of damn liars.
They were swapping gardening tricks and recipes for years, John.
Well, I've seen, and like some of them messages she still has posted on her Facebook. It shows Candace asking her to watch The Boys years ago to babysit for her.
Right.
You know, and Dawn tried to make it out to everybody like they didn't know anybody around there. And that makes me think there's a reason for that too.
Yeah,
I know he was trying to make the image like they just hung out with church people, but still, it seems like he went out of his way to mention he didn't know the neighbors, didn't it?
Yeah, kind of weird. He stayed to himself, he was saying, and just went to church.
Yeah, we only hang out with church folk.
Right.
Yeah. Trying to make a cover up. But probably the same scenario, because she did have a kid that was adopted, a girl, right? A baby.
Right after the first two kids got taken, yes.
Okay.
Right.
Well, she says it was adopted out, but it makes you think, did CPS take them?
Who knows what happened to it?
You know, it sounds good to say she put it up for adoption. Sounds better, right? But if they had just taken two kids, she had another one. In my mind, there's a good chance that kid was taken.
Or maybe they gave her a choice. You can put her up for adoption,
or we'll take it. Yeah.
But
I think that the dad for that child was probably that Richard guy. When she lived in Arizona, I believe it was Arizona or Arkansas, wherever it was her and Dawn met, he was living with a guy named Richard at the time. I don't have his last name, but that's coming from her best friend in that state at the time.
Right.
It's really, I don't know. It's so odd that you lose that many kids. I swear, I think at some point you should be sterilized.
I think there should be a law too, really.
You shouldn't get as high up as they have. You shouldn't get to 7 kids before you had your rights removed to keep having kids.
What I think is sad that is, and I'm not protecting or defending Candace by no means, but everybody's always on Candace about how many. The same goes for Don. He lost his kids too.
Oh yeah, well I mean I talk about them as a pair.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's a.
How many kids does he have?
How many does Don have altogether? Do you know?
He has 6 altogether.
Okay.
Right. So altogether they have, let's see. 4.
So Candace had one more than him.
Yes, the one that she gave away that we know of, the one she admitted to. Yeah.
Well, she had the 2 that got taken, the one that she says she put up for adoption.
And then the 4.
That's 3, and then the 4, so it's 7. And Don had Don Jr. and a sister,
Margie,
right?
Margie, yeah.
And that's all for him, right?
Right, and then the 4 kids, yeah.
Yeah.
So altogether there's like 8 kids.
9,
kids.
I think 9.
Between the 2.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But lost rights too.
And have none of them. And I don't think Dawn's made it to 18 with him for sure, did they?
No. No, they were still little.
That's with the woman. Pam. I've seen her before, Pam. Yeah.
That's the one that's supposedly, allegedly on that other creator's channel claimed that she used to be Candace's foster mother, and she was married to Dawn when Candace came back for a visit, and that's when she met Dawn, and then Pam caught Dawn and Candace kissing on the front porch. She kicked him out, and that's why supposedly Summer calls Pam grandma.
Is that true? I wonder.
I'll send you a text later of what channel I'm talking about that did that interview. It was somebody, her co-host, I guess it was, did the interview with Pam.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know the channel too. Make sure you let me know that.
Oh, I will. Not a problem.
Dawn was married to Pamela. When did they get divorced before Dawn married Candace? Maybe I would.
2015, they divorced.
All right, Nana, calm down. Let me read the whole question. Shit, I missed it.
She knew the answer.
Yeah, I knew the answer. Pick me.
Oh, damn, I lost.
Is that it?
Maybe I would check into the ex-wife. Summer calls Pam grandma, even though she's not grandma in relations.
That's kind of strange.
How does anybody know that she calls her grandma?
Because that's what Dawn said. That's what
weird.
Pam did an interview with a newspaper. I found it online. Pam did an interview with a newspaper begging for whoever took Summer to bring her back, which I thought was odd that she and Margie was begging for Summer's return when Candace and Dawn wasn't even doing it. But
who's Margie?
That's Dawn's oldest daughter.
Oh.
Well, so Pam, is that her name? And Dawn?
Yeah.
They were foster parents?
No, Pam was a foster parent with her ex-husband. They were fostering Candace, supposedly, allegedly, when Candace was 15. She came into their care. Between that time and when Candace left, they wound up getting divorced. She met Don Wells, married him, and then when Candace came back to visit, he met Don.
I'm like, oh gosh, Dawn had access to kids. That's awful. If Pam was, bringing kids into her home, that's scary. Where she's a foster parent. I was thinking it was with Pam and Dawn.
I thought maybe Summer just called her grandma because, damn, she looks like she's about 100.
Jonathan. Well, probably Dawn's older, so she's probably older.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be a few years older than Dawn, yeah.
She looks like she's had some rough years, don't she?
Well, she was said to be a addict and living on the street for years. That's where he met her, and then after they split up, that's where she was again. I don't know where the kids were at.
I still think Andrew was trying to protect his family.
Maybe.
Get out of here, Andrew. That's enough of that.
I know with everything happened, Andrew hired, who to come get Hunter. That was a bunch of BS, wasn't it?
He did that so he could get Hunter to him to do some interviews and get his cut, I'm sure.
Was that who did he hire? That was
I don't know.
It was somebody.
It was weird.
I remember that.
John, you can say that, and I probably do agree with you on that. But then again, think if you were in that position and it was your child that many states away, and he was looking at that kind of situation where he's being accused of being part of the baby disappearing, what would your first reaction be? It would be get your son and get him to you first and foremost, would it not?
Andrew ain't me.
I said I agreed with you to begin with. I'm just saying, but normal parents, that would be the first reaction.
Yeah, but when it comes to Andrew, there's nothing normal about his parenting style.
No.
He wouldn't do that.
Panda bears sitting around, no.
With telling your son that he's a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't heard that part. I don't watch a lot of Andrew, so.
Apparently not, because you seem to have a lot more faith in him than you should.
Yeah.
I have faith in people in general.
Well.
Especially when it comes to parents, and how could you not do everything in your power to protect your child no matter how old they are?
But some parents are not like us and care about their kids and want a relationship with them, From the start, I don't think he's had a very good relationship with
No.
Hunter. Yeah.
No.
And it's hard because that's how I am. You would think all parents are like we are, but that's not true, I think, in some cases.
Exactly.
So, just how he acts. Like, he was saying bad stuff about Hunter. What else was he saying? I don't know.
All kinds of shit.
Well, the first thing that jumps out at me is you don't tell a 15-year-old if something that about anything, but something that important you don't tell. Well, lie to them. If you don't want to tell them the truth, just lie. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, think about, though, I was a young man. I know what it's like to be a young man. I could not imagine my dad saying that to me. It would break my heart.
Right.
I would be destroyed if my dad ever said that to me.
Mm-hmm. And H getting in all this trouble and stuff, and that's probably what's wrong. He needs a male role model, a good role model, and he don't have that. So
no, Lord.
Yeah.
Don Wells was the closest thing he had, I reckon.
Oh my God, that's bad. Him and Candace. It still disturbs me. Candace wanted to spend so much time with him by himself. Well, sometimes the kids were there, but it's just
Look at that other little boy. What happened with him? I mean, you got to wonder about, because before H there was the little boy that starts with a C.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was 14 when he started, and Don was talking about his mom was in prison and stuff, and he had to live with them. There's pictures online of him and Candace and the kids together.
That's crazy. Maybe Candace relates because really, I swear she acts like a teenager to me. Who knows?
Yeah, but if she relates to, I could see her relating to girls that age, like Allie's oldest daughter or something. But if you're relating to teenage boys because you're still at that level, think about what teenage girls at that level are thinking about.
Why?
And you know, I don't think it's right to put all the blame on Andrew either.
It's Allie too.
Because Allie was in charge when the decisions were made to let your 15-year-old son go swimming with a 37-year-old woman.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally agree.
I could see some mid to late 30s woman coming to my house. Hey, me and Bradley's going to go swimming. I'd be like, hell no.
Yeah.
And
Allie knows firsthand what goes on in that house. You know, she's been there. Then let your kid go hang out with those people, and her daughter. She's let over there.
What about Sherry taking their young Allie's niece up there, 8-year-old niece? Sherry knows that Dawn messed with her. The little girl tells her that Dawn messed with her, touched her.
Oh, really?
Yes. And then she takes and just tells Allie, well, just don't go back up there anymore, but allows Allie to take all those kids and go right back up there. Yeah, that little girl's name starts with an M. I'm not positive. Allegedly, speculation, people, the little girl that was 8 years old, that her name starts with an M, that's the one that's now in a psychiatric ward, and they said they don't know if she'll ever come back out.
I don't know anything about
yeah,
you?
I don't know.
JLR's interview with when they're standing out on the sidewalk.
I don't watch JLR.
Well, it was on a bunch of different channels, but you can watch it. And Sherry tells the story about that little girl coming back and telling her.
Well, see, and what gets me is people like her will tell stories like that, and they don't understand. They don't seem to get that makes them look just as stupid as the people that are doing this.
No, it's worse. It's worse because they didn't do anything about it.
Exactly. And that's like all of JSB's stories about feeding cats to dogs and sewing them up and all this shit. If you're there when all this is going on and you didn't do something, you're just as bad.
Absolutely. 100%.
And now we know Jody Sue and them had a relationship for years. So it was years she's letting it go on.
Yeah, years she was around all that kind of craziness.
That right there is a problem.
Hey, what about her saying that the kids would sneak over to her house and sneak food out of her refrigerator and her freezer? So why didn't Jody Sue do something about it right then?
Exactly.
She's had many times, years to do something about it. So.
And you know, she acted like that happened quite a few times. I don't think it did because she seems like, especially, you know, them hot mic moments of her talking about hating kids. Yeah. I don't think she would put up with that. Do you?
I don't think it happened. I think it was just something to say at the time. But I'm just saying, if it did, then why didn't she do something?
Exactly. And nobody holds her responsible for none of that. They act like because she's had some issues herself that she gets a clean sweep of not being responsible for all the shit she did see, witness, and knew about.
Yeah, she didn't knew about it.
And that's what pisses me off is there's no... It seems like no matter what people do nowadays, nobody gets personal responsibility for anything. Nobody gets called out for that shit. You know?
I agree. I agree, hon. That's just like way back whenever whoever that was threatening Jody Sue or supposedly threatening her, saying that they were on the road. They saw what happened and she'd better go and turn it into the law, or they were going to. This was months after it happened. Does that person, if it even happened, does that person not realize if they've known what happened all those months, if they themselves go to the law, they're going to be in trouble too?
Yeah.
Because they knew what happened and didn't come forward to begin with.
There's so many people. And like I said too, you know what? When he was doing, if the thing Jose said where he threw the kitten to the dog and it got ate, right?
Right.
Or some of the things that Jody Sue said she witnessed of animal torture and getting sewn up and cut in half and all this, if either one of them might have done something about just that, his ass would have went to jail, and maybe we wouldn't be where we're at now.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I agree. If somebody,
that's what pisses me off, is there are so many people, and it ain't just limited to them either. Everybody you've seen that's come out, Fred Hill, I mean, you can keep naming them. All of them witnessed some horrific shit, and yet nobody did nothing to stop it. And the animal torture shit, you could have got him arrested for that.
Yeah, if they had proof. Yep.
Shit, they could have got him arrested for the child abuse stuff. Why didn't Dudley do anything? If he witnessed him passing a J to his son, and his son was 11 years old.
All of them have some degree of responsibility, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know?
Do you think Jody C knows what happened?
And I tell you what, if I was working and somebody that was working with me brought their kid and it was summer at 5, 4, however old, they started walking across 14-foot scaffolds and shit, I'd been up in Dawn's ass right then and there on the spot. What the hell is wrong with you?
Exactly.
I wouldn't be telling this. Well, the story would have been like, and I was like, what are you doing? So I grabbed the little girl and I set her on the ground and I smacked the shit out of Dawn. That's how that story would have went.
Yeah. It makes you look just as bad letting it go.
And it's like people seem to keep wanting to tell this stuff that Dawn and Candace did and don't see that it makes them culpable too for not doing shit about it.
Half and half is saying that Pandrew's brother's in here.
I don't care. I'm not going to acknowledge him or his brother.
Hi, Pandrew brother.
I was thinking of something. I done forgot what it was now. Jeez. But
Do you think Jody knows what happened? I think that the reason I think maybe because they protect each other. Like she don't say a lot bad about Candace and Dawn half the time.
I don't think she knows a shit about Summer, but I think she's probably got dirt. They've probably got dirt on each other about something else.
Maybe that's what it is.
Why do you think it is? Let me ask you. Why do you guys think it is that she kept going off all those recordings that she was doing, like talking about supposedly her ex-old man talking to his daughter about seeing Summer the last time in that black tote and finding the tennis shoe in his pickup truck, and you guys will see if another kid gets Kate. And
I think it's just pettiness because she's mad at her ex. Just petty bullshit.
You know?
Yes.
Or dramatization of anything to get attention.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because she got kicked off that property, and she probably just.
Oh, you know, she's butthurt as hell about having to leave Ben Hill because if you look through her old text messages and shit, you'd have thought she owned it all and everybody's just renting from her or something.
Oh, I know it. She thought just because she had heirs to that piece of property that she was going to be on that piece of property for the rest of her life.
Yes. Yeah, she had already staked her claim. That shit was hers. I would love to have seen her reaction when she realized that wasn't happening. I bet you she was vile as hell.
I bet she is. Dixie, I'm going to do my best to come to the vigil, hon.
Dixie, are you going? Is she going, Dixie?
You going, Dixie?
Hey, if y'all haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. And if we got any new people, subscribe. Hit subscribe.
Yeah, we don't do that enough.
Just a reminder, y'all. It helps our channel.
Yeah. Algorithm's a bitch sometimes.
And if you want to go subscribe to Nana, go over and subscribe to her channel.
Yeah, can somebody throw Nana's link up? I know somebody can. I can. I'm not technology approved for such.
Well, one of the mods people would do so.
So you still ain't decided, Nana, if you're going to roll up or not?
Well, it's not so much that, yeah, I've got a question in my head about how safe it might actually be, but it's just more along the lines of making sure that I've got a way up there. I'm supposed to meet Robin, the real Rockin' Robin. We're going to meet probably about 20 minutes from here, and then I'm going to ride over with her.
What state are you in?
I'm in Tennessee. I'm literally 20 minutes from where Summer is, but Robin's like catty cornered away from me, so we have to meet in the middle and then drive up.
Right.
That's neat.
Thank you, Jennifer.
I'd like to go, but I don't want to go to the vigil really because I think it would be a mess. But I'd like to go to Tennessee.
Yeah.
To look around.
If you ever come to I don't know if y'all been to Tennessee or not, but if you ever come to Tennessee, you need to make sure and go up in Gatlinburg. There is a hiking path that's only like a half a mile long, and it's got a real big path to it. You can walk up this hiking path, and then you can circle around behind the waterfall, and then you come out, and then there's a pool that you can swim in.
Cool.
You gotta go see it.
Yeah, we usually go once or twice a year to Tennessee. But I've never been there. I have to check that out.
It's called Gatto Falls, I believe it is. Grotto Falls or Gatto Falls.
Yeah, we go to Pigeon Forge almost about once a year the last few years anyway.
Yeah.
We love to go up there and rent a cabin and hang out in the woods.
It's gotten so expensive though. It's crazy for a cabin, it seems like to me. I love to have an RV. When we need an RV, we can go up there.
Next time I go up, I want to go to Spence Field where that little boy Dennis Martin disappeared and look at that.
Yeah, I would like to go up there since I found out about it.
You know who I'm talking about?
Huh?
Do you know who I'm talking about? The Dennis Martin, that little boy?
Yeah.
What? Do you know the case?
Just what documentaries that I've watched on it. I mean, I don't know it like inside and out like we do the Summer case, but yeah, I know pretty much about it. Yeah.
Ain't it weird how they think it looked like a dude that somebody, one of the only witness that's seen anything remotely close that day, said that it looked like a dude with like an animal skins on, some kind of wild mountain man with something on his back.
Yes.
And it kind of the timeline for where that could have been that little boy.
Yes, absolutely.
Ain't that wild?
Yes, it is.
That was weird. That was Bigfoot.
If we come up, we'll all go to Spence Field together.
I won't go in there.
I'd love to do that.
Something weird there. I swear.
I'd love to know what happened to that little boy.
There's a little 16-year-old girl. I don't know if it's in the same area, but I think she was 15 or 16, and they went on a school trip up somewhere up in there, and she disappeared. I don't think they ever found her either.
See, I think there's like
I've heard that one too. She was in the back of the line, right? Or no, she wasn't. Was she in the back or she was near the back? And that's why it's even more baffling because they say she just poof was gone.
Right. And her best friend, which I think was a guy, started looking for her and couldn't ever find her. And as far as I know, they never ever found her.
They've never found 1 ounce of a clue on poor little Dennis Martin.
I know.
I won't go to those woods then.
That's just like now. It makes me wonder about that little Koontz boy.
Parents.
John think it was his parents. I kind of do. I don't know though.
It is his parents.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm as convinced of that as I am that Candace was involved. I've done a lot on Dior Coons. A lot. I've seen everything, the private investigators. If we could get Philip Klein to come to Tennessee, we might could find Summer.
Hey,
see, I maybe it wasn't the parents, but then the detective came out and said, he had to quit the case because he believed the parents were lying.
Yeah.
Right, that private investigator, yeah. But then the new investigator that took over the case, or the new sheriff that took over the department, said that they didn't believe it was, said that there was something else up there, blah, blah, blah.
It's parents. They lied their asses off. And the only reason a parent of a missing kid would lie about having him in town is because they didn't have him.
The part is weird. Yeah. Why would you leave your 2-year-old with Grandpa in a wheelchair? Grandpa couldn't watch him.
On oxygen.
He'd be out in the water and drown. That's just fishy to me right there.
Right.
Why? Who would do that? A 2-year-old. 2-year-olds are running off, and there's no way you can catch them. Like, I couldn't catch Taylor. She's fast. I don't know. That's the part I don't get.
Nana, we're going to sign off. Our time's up.
Right.
We're going to send it away.
All right, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Thanks. Thanks
You
for
starting your
me, guys.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Bye, guys. See y'all there.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank y'all. Bye. Thank you guys for joining us.
Guys, thanks for coming, everybody. We had a great, interesting 2 hours. We need to start having guests. That makes it easier, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
If we don't have stuff prepared to play and stuff, we're going to have guests.
The only thing, I'm sorry we didn't get anybody's comments, questions. Sorry. I feel bad when we don't involve our people in the subject.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for coming. We sure appreciate it, and we'll see you guys probably Wednesday 7:30.
Mm-hmm. See y'all.